Yeah?
Yeah.
It's Halo: The Master Chief Collection. Is this on your list this week?
It's my number 5, yeah.
Okay. So I would like to have played more of it, but it doesn't. It certainly wasn't working very well when we tried to play the other day. But there's no point harping on about that too much. It's a mess. It needs to be fixed more. Hopefully, it will be. I haven't played it in the last few days. I don't know where it's at in terms of its state now. This is in terms of multiplayer, really. Yeah. But when we did get into games on the multiplayer, I did enjoy it a lot. It reminded me of lagging behind you, not internet lag, just kind of running around behind you in Halo 2 10 years ago, whenever it was. Well, it would have been 10 years ago. And not being as good as you at that game, but still enjoying it, running around that little building with the teleporter in the back and the river in the middle, right, that level. Lockouts, obviously, an absolute world-class. Yeah. Straight into the old camping point around the far side where you just camp there with the sword and ruin everyone's day, drop down the little hole, stab them up. Yeah, it all came straight back. Sniping them over the little bridge and stuff I'd miss. But it's amazing how well that holds up. Especially, I really like the treatment that they've done with some of the levels where they've redone them for some of the Halo 2 maps. They do look really nice. All that sort of stuff, very, very positive. Sitting there for 45 minutes trying to get into a game while we all did complicated things with our Xboxes and tried to quit out and jump back into the game. That's not something I ever want to experience again. So I'm reluctant to jump back on the game until I know that it's completely fixed and you can just get a game just as you would on Call of Duty or whatever. But yeah, I was surprised by how well something that is now quite archaic in terms of there's no run button in anything but Halo 4. Even stuff like your loadouts and stuff, you don't normally have games now where you run around and pick up weapons on the map. You start with your loadout and you upgrade that, as everyone knows. So all of that kind of antiquated stuff, but the gameplay just held up. The moment-to-moment, gun-on-gun, tactical battling of combination of accuracy and smarts that was always so compelling 10 years ago, and we spent hundreds of hours playing. That's probably still the game that I've played the most, Halo 2, out of any game, any one single game. And it all came straight back. I was surprised because normally when you go back to something like that, you're just like, it was good then, but I don't. It's like going back and playing GoldenEye and just just rather fucking but this absolutely still holds up when it works.
That's mainly the problem. I have played a heck of a lot of it, and I've dipped into almost every corner of the whole thing as a package. And the state that it's been released in obviously is not acceptable. Because you do need the patience of a saint if you want to get into a game of multiplayer, as we discovered at the weekend, and then you just get booted straight back out and have to do it all over again. So it does not work. I hope to God they fix it before Christmas, though, because as you said, the games we had have been pretty amazing. It's still competitive Halo is still very unique, and like you, Halo 2 has lost almost none of its sheen. It's still amazingly good. I think about the package as a whole, I think the first thing to point out is that I'm not as angry as some other people who've shelled out for this, and I think it's partially because I am totally seduced by the presentation, which it feels like the best, most expensive Blu-ray box set you've ever bought. And the crazy wealth of things to do and see are housed in this insanely slick menu system that you can't get lost in it. It's impossible. It's so efficiently designed that it's impossible to get lost in it. Collections like this are almost always presented really badly. I still remember the DMC collection in which you couldn't get back to the main menu without quitting everything entirely, and the menus looked like they were like scanned magazine covers from 10 years ago or something like that. And I have to give 343 credit. They have fixed co-op, and I mean they have properly fixed it. Last week, Dave and I spoke about how completely unplayable Halo 3 was in co-op when we tried it. And now it is the slickest thing in history. We did the first couple of missions of Halo 3 on 4-player co-op the other night, and it was an absolute pleasure. It worked faultlessly.
Oh, nice.
While we were playing it, we were so buzzed that there's an achievement, a ridiculous achievement for playing something called the Master Chief playlist, which is all 4 games one after the other. You don't have to do them in one sitting or anything, but after that first co-op game, me and a friend basically decided that we're going to try and have a crack at that over Christmas because it was so fun. And on another evening with another friend, we played the first 2 levels of Combat Evolved on 2-player split-screen local co-op, which is the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah.
He kept saying this shouldn't be, because you're constantly looking at each other's screens and whatnot. It's just it seems like the ultimate way to play it. And yeah, similarly, it was amazing, straight up amazing. I know I sound like a broken record, but I've always maintained that the AI in the first Halo was never improved upon. It got more elaborate and complex, but I never feel like I'm as taken by surprise as often as I am when I'm playing the first Halo. And here's another weird thing. I don't know if this applies to all of them. I think it's probably only the first 2, but you can switch between the old Halo visuals and the Anniversary edition.
Yeah, I think it's just in the first 2.
Yeah. We kept doing that throughout our time playing, and on 2 occasions the combat was so involving that we didn't realise we were playing on the old version, and we said, "This is the new version," and pressed the button, and no, it was the old version.
Right.
I mean, when you start it and you first press that button, the original game looks laughably bad. You can't even believe that you played it. But when you're fighting, and the extreme sophistication of that combat, and the AI especially, it made the old version of the game look brand new. Really weird that was. Honestly, we could not believe that we'd been sat there for that long playing the old version of the game. I also played around with making screenshots and making little video clips, and it works wonderfully. I mean, making those videos and clips always felt almost kind of futuristic on 360, but now it's basically the same in terms of functionality, but there's none of the pauses and the lockups that tended to happen when you got like almost too good at using it.
Right.
It's fast and it's just really lovely to use.
So you can still detach the camera and
do all of that stuff, but that always used to make my 360 lock up. It always caused a few issues, and now it works. It's so slick and lovely. So yeah, I mean, at this point, the only real problem is that the matchmaking doesn't work, and it's not too hard to sympathise when you see the extraordinary breadth of like what's in this and what works. I mean, talk about spinning plates. I hope that they manage to fix multiplayer, and I hope they manage to do it soon. If that happens before Christmas, you are a lunatic if you don't buy this, because just what a thing to have on your Xbox One.
Yeah, you've got to have it digitally, I think.
Yeah,
massive.
Yeah, I'm always I always buy games on disc, but it's got to be on your hard drive. You've got to always have Halo there.